Welcome back to my channel, you guys, and I'm here to actually recap Scheana Shays Shenanigans podcast that came out today, and this one is actually titled Schenannigans, the one about Rachel and the reunion. This was actually a really good episode, and I listened to it and I recapped it for you guys, so you don't have to. But before I get into that, first, let's acknowledge my Easternels. Two, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support I got on my last Vanderpump videos. I got some really great views for me and my little channel, so I was really pleased. And I got a couple new subscribers. So if you are new here, I am Candace, aka CMZ News, and I am just a mom who watches a lot of different shows and needed a place to talk about it because not all my friends watch all these shows, and especially not all my friends watch Vanderpump Rules. But you better believe, due to the scandal of all of it all, everybody and their mama is on this show now. So is on to the show. So let's get started with recapping Shenanigans. So this was filmed today, actually March 29th. So it was filmed the day that Scheana actually went to court. And I think she did an excellent job actually at court. I watched her interview coming out of TMZ, and Scheana was just like on freaking point. As you know, the charges were like dismissed. I can't even say dropped because I don't think it was even officially filed. But basically, Scheana spent the whole morning in court. She showed up. Rachel did not show up, Raquel. And Lala was saying that she thinks that, you know, Raquel kind of thought things were going to go down differently by filing the restraining order. I think she thought she would get more sympathy, that people would see her as a victim. Oh, Scheana beat her up, and it just like completely backfired. Everyone was like, yes, Scheana, go girl. And her filing the restraining order made her look stupid, actually. It made her look like, seriously, after what you've done, you can't take a little slap and like just like keep it moving, because you absolutely deserve that. So Scheana said, you know, she didn't have to call the paparazzi because they were already there. And ever since the scandal broke, yeah, all the VPR is being filmed. I don't think I've ever really seen them in the news except for like Lala when like she was going through everything with Randall. The first thing they asked her outside the courthouse is, why do you think Rachel wanted to drop the restraining order? Scheana said, you know, first of all, she didn't drop it. She didn't dismiss it. She filed the request for dismissal the day after the reunion. So it was just another PR stunt, which is just, you know, ridiculous. You don't use the legal system like because you think it's cute, or you think like, oh, I want to get out of like having to face everyone. So let me just file this so I don't have to go. Like, are you kidding me? There's actual real people who need these orders, it's just ridiculous that she would do that. So with that restraining order, you can't dismiss the TRO until the day of the hearing. Rachel's lawyers did tell them the day before, so she said yesterday, but that was like on Tuesday, that they weren't going to show up because Scheana's team, they told them they weren't going to show up, but Scheana's team didn't want to take that chance. So they decided that they would go in case Rachel changed her mind, because I guess the restraining order would be in place for 5 years. Scheana was like, look, I'm not trying to be like around her ever, but who wants something like that like on their record for 5 years? Like, girl, bye. Rachel's lawyer put out a statement, and it stated that they had no plans to show up. They tried to spin the narrative that what Scheana was doing was grandstanding. And again, Scheana said she does not trust any of them, which is great. And Lala was like, oh, her Mickey Mouse lawyer. It was kind of funny. And Scheana said, you know, she brought up some really good points. She goes, first of all, Raquel is misusing the legal system. Here is a white, young, beautiful woman who has wealthy parents, who is on a reality show, who's never really had to maybe face many consequences. And here she is basically afraid and trying to run from it, and is just listening to everybody giving her really stupid advice on how to work this, instead of just showing up to this reunion, standing in her shit that she created and facing it. Scheana felt like she had to apologize to everyone that was there, because she felt like, you know, that she wasted people's time. She said there were so many people there that needed restraining orders, I guess, that day or whatever. And she just was like, she just felt ridiculous. Like, here's also Scheana, you know, in court, like also just using up the court's resources for some bullshit, bottom line. So Scheana did take the time during the interview before they moved on talking about what happened after Watch What Happened Live, to discuss the resources that are available and related to DV, which I thought was really good. Now, she goes into what happened after Watch What Happened Live. Now, remember, Scheana and Raquel were together filming Watch What Happened Live on that dreadful Wednesday when we found out about the affair, when Ariana found out about the affair while she was at Tom's show. So she claims that Rachel, they were in New York. Scheana was crying. Ariana was on the phone screaming and crying. She said that Rachel was just standing there. She said she didn't cry at all. Lala mentions, well, she sure does break down many times about aging out of pageants. And I thought, that's great. Like, you're not over here crying that you got caught. You're not even scared. Like, oh my God, like, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose even if you were just selfish, like, I'm going to lose my friends. Everyone's going to know this about me. Like, she wasn't even crying at all. She just said she was just kind of like, oops, my bad. Like, yeah, been banging him for 7 months. Like, what kind of psychopath is that? That you just get discovered. Your best friend, your two best friends just discovered your secret that you guys are been hiding, and you're not remorseful. Like, crazy. They talked about her pageants. Actually, they kind of jump around in it. And she said that basically, like, they actually went to Rachel's pageant, the last one that she was in, that she aged out of, because her family wasn't there, and that Ariana like made signs, and that Tom, they think he might have gone to one day by himself, but Scheana went to all 3 nights, left her baby, went to go be a good friend for this. And it was funny because Lala was going on and on. She was like, Scheana, you were being a bad friend, because I would have told my friend, like, you're stupid. Like, you're 28, trying to be in a pageant. She was, I'll be damned if I'm going to some strip mall to watch, like, grown-ass women compete in a pageant. And I was like, okay, that's funny. But honestly, like, pageantry, I don't knock it. I myself was in a pageant when I was younger. I don't knock it. It's, there's a lot of philanthropy and different things that go along with it. And I don't have a problem with someone doing that. You don't just turn 28 and do pageant. You've been doing it your whole life. So whatever. Like I said, there's a lot that goes into it. But I thought it was kind of funny. And so, oops, hold on, losing my place. So then, let's go on. Lala said in New York, after Watch What Happens Live, she said, the mask completely fell off, and like Scheana saw who Rachel was. Scheana did explain that she did put her hands on her. She pushed her because I guess Raquel grabbed her wrist, and Scheana's like, I didn't punch her. I can't even make a fist with my nails. Now I have long nails too, and I think if I needed to make a fist, and I think like if I found out something like that, I possibly would be able to. I'm not a fighter, but I think I'd be able to make one. But the point is, she didn't punch her. They also talked about how, Raquel's just has been on a downward spiral. Lala said she'd get like phone calls from people who'd be like, wow, she's like so drunk. She's falling down drunk. And she's like, this girl's just a wreck. And Scheana said that her vibe, again, was just like, oops, slept with him for 7 months. My bad. Like, again, unapologetic. Scheana had a couple of their mutual friends check in with Rachel over like the course of days to kind of get more information, because when that happened in New York, Scheana booked a different flight. Like, she got out of there, like, didn't talk to her. And I guess she told them that Rachel told the friends that she would never press charges against Scheana. I deserved what happened that night. She reacted reasonably. And that happened that night. But then, Rachel, her family got into her ear. She hired the crisis PR, and her sister apparently like convinced her to file that and stuff. And so what else happened? And then that afternoon, apparently she went to urgent care for the bruise and scratch. And I guess it's much darker than it was on the FaceTime. And then they talked about like that podcast with their friend Kale, who kind of did the demonstration of what it looks like if you do record someone on a FaceTime, if it notifies you. So she went 6 days without filing the TRO, and, she said that she didn't contact her at all. And I guess they hadn't talked. Of course, at the reunion they talked, but they never talked at all about what happened at Watch What Happened Live. So they did say that there were some signs about Sandoval and Raquel that they kind of miss. And in last night's episode, Scheana actually says, they actually mentioned that Scheana has the, what is that? I have an iPhone. What's it called? Where you can tell where all your friends are or whoever your close contacts, you can track their location. So Scheana had that for her friends. Like I share my locations with a couple friends too. But I guess one of it was when Rachel was at Sandoval's show in November, like in Roseville area. Nobody knew she was there. She turned off her location. So she's smart. Like she knew what she was doing. Turned off her location. So 2 and 2 didn't get put together. And I guess like Lala was the one who told Scheana something like that's weird. And then it got Scheana kind of thinking. And now Scheana has admitted that, I guess we'll see it even on the show. They did bring it up to Ariana. And they also asked Sandoval and they also asked Raquel, like, is anything going on with you guys? Like, what's up? Ariana was like, nope, nothing. They said nothing. And so when everyone, and you're asking the people involved, including a girlfriend, if she's like, no, like it's nothing, what are you going to do? You're going to keep telling somebody, no, your man is doing something with her. I think they're doing something. When these people are your best friends, you guys are all incestuously close anyways. So you're going to just maybe kind of keep it in the back of your head. And Ariana sure did as well. So I guess Ariana and Scheana were hanging out, and then, Lala had brought it up to her, was weird. They went to a hot tub and they were like hanging out, probably in Palm Springs or something. And Lala brought it up, like, or Scheana said, if even the smallest chance of this is true, I will never be friends with them again. And Lala told her, well, you better start preparing yourself to never be their friends again in case this is true. Scheana started to see more things about her, like turning off her location, the Big Bear trip. I don't know if you guys are like familiar with that, but apparently like they went to Big Bear in January and I missed them by a week. And I remember because I had went to Big Bear and I was like, oh man, they were there on like a Wednesday or something. And I was like, damn it, I'm going there on Saturday. Like I'm not too far from there. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to see them. Raquel was there at that trip, but no one knew. She was in no pictures with cast, but she was with a fan in a picture. And that came out later. So at the reunion, this is some reunion tea that was posted that they discussed. Rachel didn't shed one tear, not one. Apparently her and Tom got their asses handed to them and she didn't cry, not once, not for nothing. Lala said she was even smiling at some points. Lala felt dirty after the reunion. She said she just hated being in the room with people who could like do something like that, especially after what she's gone through with Randall. You guys know how I feel about some of that. I definitely 100% do not think Lala was ever aware of like the horrible things that Randall's accused of FBI wise, but I think she knew that she was like, that he was like a dog in some ways. But anyway, I guess Sandoval was saying off the wall shit too. So I'm thinking he was just throwing things his back's against the wall. So he's going to throw anything he has about somebody else and throw it out there to kind of justify why he would cheat on his girlfriend of 9 years with her best friend. Scheana wasn't obviously able to be there at all times because of the 100-yard restraining order that was still in place. So she was in her trailer with Brock and Allie while Rachel was on the stage and vice versa. Apparently Ariana handled herself really well. She looked hot. And they said she, like samurai sword, sliced their ass with her words. Like she just cut their asses like down. She didn't leave her seat. She didn't raise her voice. She just got their asses with her words. Lala, though, and apparently James, they acted a fool, apparently. Lala also said that when they were in the green room that Lala pulled up a picture of Ariana and Ariana was like, oh my God, I look so hot. And they said that Ariana never really compliments herself. So they're like, if this is what her future looks like, not being with Tom and seeing that she is actually beautiful and worthy, then this is great. Which I'm like, I think Ariana is so hot. Like she's, maybe aesthetically people are more attracted to the tall, slender figure that was Raquel. I know that Raquel is considered hot by LA standards, but I would say more what I think, I think Ariana is just the better looking of the both of them. Honestly, she's got curves. Like that's just would be more my style if I like girls. Okay. So let's see what else happened. Lala also said she called Rachel a fucking idiot multiple times. And not one person told Lala that she was not being nice. Scheana said, I guess Lala told her that you need to be mentally evaluated. And that Raquel was like, I am being mentally evaluated. Like she probably thought like, Lala, I am being evaluated. Thank you. You are a bimbo mistress and I am being mentally evaluated. They think that Raquel did try to prepare talking points, but she just, when the conversation doesn't go the way she wants, she doesn't know what to say. And Lala does bring that up on the last night's episode. And let's see. What else? Scheana wore gold dress. It was not Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval that got into a fight with each other. They didn't say who it was, but it happened like apparently immediately. I 100% think it was Schwartz and James. I just 100% think that. I don't know why James would attack Schwartz, but I guess we will find out. Then they talked about that Joe person who's like Schwartz's alleged girlfriend posted the night before a picture saying, I like everything about you, posted a picture with her and Raquel. So that means, obviously Schwartz is still hanging out with them. I mean, he's not going to ever go against Tom. Lala said that she commented trash and trash bags go so well together and it makes you look like a dumpster. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Scheana called Joe crazy. Let's see. Oh, they talked about the weekend that Scheana was in Vegas for Brittany's birthday. She was texting Raquel like, hey, we need to go on a girls trip and stuff. And that Rachel was actually in Big Bear that weekend with Joe. So they were on double dates. So Schwartz's whole bullshit about, I just found out. Like, no, you didn't. Oh, God, Bubba. I didn't know. Like, yeah, you've been known. You're a piece of shit. Like, you should have told Tom, yo, tell Ariana or I'm out of here. Ooh, some other little tidbits, okay? This is like TMI and gross, but when Rachel was staying at Scheana's apartment, remember when Scheana has like 3 places. She's got a San Diego place, she's got a place in Marina, and she had a place at Palm Springs, her house. Well, she wasn't always at her apartment in LA. So when they broke up, when Tom, what's his name? When James and Rachel broke up, she let her stay at her Marina Del Rey house apartment, and I guess she has a guest room there. Scheana has a guest room there. Rachel was having sex with guys in Scheana's bed with Brock. Whoa. She was having sex in Scheana and Brock's bed, Rachel, with whoever she was dating. And apparently like all on the counter and all this and that. And Scheana was just like, yo, like you have a room. Like, why are you not using that room? They were also saying how because I guess Lala was saying how, Scheana was like a mother to her and it was like bizarre. Like Scheana would have to tell her like, Raquel, can you buy more toilet paper? Like I have guests coming in, like there's no toilet paper in the house. Like you're staying here, like there's no water. Like she wasn't like emptying food from the fridge. Like just things you would think someone at 28 would know how to do. Like, oh, if you're going to have guests come over, like you make sure you have toilet paper. Even if you have like 4 rolls left, that's not enough, like go get another roll, even if you just go to the Dollar Tree and get some, so just little things like that. I guess they think that Sandoval will definitely come back to the show for season 11. Raquel's family doesn't want her to come back. Lala thinks Sandoval will come back as well. Ariana's drawn the line in the sand. If you're friends with Tom and of course with Raquel, then you're not friends with me. So they do think that like Rachel is a broken person. So I thought there was some really good tidbits there. I think there's a couple things that I'm just like, WTF. I just don't understand. I don't understand the girl, not apologizing. I can't even say that. I mean, I don't understand how she has no sympathy, but I thoroughly think that she mirrors, when she gets in these relationships. And I think that Rachel 100% probably hates Ariana, probably thinks she's hotter, better, all these things, and probably took a lot of joy out of doing the things that she did with Tom behind Ariana's back. It's actually quite scary. I think it's quite scary. So I cannot wait for this reunion to see this emotionless, or they didn't say emotionless, but this absolutely no feelings person. It's just disgusting that she could be like that. If this was my daughter or my sister, I wouldn't be telling her to get no damn restraining orders. I'd be telling her like, you need to stand in your shit and like, this isn't cool. Like, I'm not going to support, like she's always going to be your sister, but I wouldn't like, oh yeah, let's take down the one friend that's always been there for you in LA and let you, stay at her house and like, yeah, let's just completely blow up your life, you know? It's crazy what any of these people are thinking. Clearly, she has very low morals, very low standards that she would even do something like this to begin with. This is not a mistake. This is not an accident. You're absolutely too old to do something like this. You know right from wrong. I know affairs happen all the time, but this is just deplorable. So that is my recap on Shenanigans episode. I thought it was really great if you guys want to go listen to it for yourself. I think it's a good listen. I love Scheana. Scheana and Lala together did a good podcast. Not the biggest Lala fan, but it was good. So if you can stand Sheena's vocal fry, you'll be okay. So thanks for watching, and come back because I'm going to do my Vanderpump Rules episode 8 recap. And if you're sticking around for Jersey, I'm going to do that recap too. Okay? Thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all.